Good morning, Unity of London. I'm so excited to be here again. Today's a special day, and I'll talk about that in a little while. But I'm going to share a song that I wrote when I didn't feel loved by God. And I now know that God not only loves me, but he loves each and every one of you. No doubts. There was a time when I didn't think that anyone could want me. I was too beaten, too battered and broken for anyone to want me. Then somebody told me to listen to the truth God whispers in my ear. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are precious in my eyes. You are worthy, you're a miracle. You are perfect as you are. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are precious in my eyes. You are worthy, you're a miracle. You are perfect as you are. I am loved, I am beautiful, I am precious in God's eyes. I am worthy, I'm a miracle, I am perfect as I am. You are perfect as you are.
It almost seems as though we should just be quiet and breathe in that beautiful message by Debbie Long, licensed Unity teacher and freshly certified spiritual director. Debbie will be introduced more thoroughly by George Wilson, our platform assistant today. And I welcome you to Unity of London. We have a visitor all the way from Vancouver, Kevin, and we welcome Kevin today. And we also have dear Bella, who's visiting again. She's in the back row. And we have David, Beulah's son. We haven't seen him in person for a while, so welcome to David. I hope I have not missed anybody. Oh, I did miss someone. Well, Paula's not like a visitor. Paula's one of us, but we're always happy to see you, Paula. So we do welcome you all to Unity of London. June's power has been imagination, and I think that this beautiful little plaque so vividly demonstrates the many colors, the many visions, the many views that we can create in our own mind, all positive, all loving, all connected with divine presence. Here at Unity of London, we always welcome you. We welcome the idea of celebrating abundance, openness to new ideas, and mutual support. And what we share with each other is a way of evolving peace in our community and spreading out to the world. We believe in the 5 principles. These are shared by unities all over the world. and I invite you to share as we read them aloud. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And I invite you to look at someone close by, look them right in the eye, and say, you make a difference. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, this is great. I hope somebody said it to Teresa and Jim Chapman. They said it to each other. And Teresa, too, is kind of a guest, but maybe a member. I'm not sure if she's a member yet. You are, whatever. Teresa's here so often. Teresa's a wonderful gardener. We create change by being the change. And that sounds almost frivolous, but it's not. If you see discord, you act as love. If you see stress, you act as calm. If you see dislike, you act as acceptance. That's all part of being the change. And we coexist. All those different colors are there on purpose. And they remind us that we celebrate people of all inclinations, all faiths, all backgrounds. As they walk into our door, we say, welcome. We don't start to discriminate. Bias is not part of our culture. Unity is not about differentiating. It's about celebrating what connects all of us. And what connects all of us is love. Because we look at each other and see divine presence in one another. And we provide a spiritual, welcoming atmosphere. We have a prayer box, and I had an interesting conversation this morning with someone I deeply admire and trust. We do have 5 active prayer chaplains at Unity of London right now. And they include our dear Wilda in Manitoulin. We actually have 6. Wilda in Manitoulin, Sylvia Vanderhook in Saskatoon, in a little town called, guess what, Unity. Dear Don Briglio, right here in the building, and living in London. Myself, living in London. Kate Scheel, living in London. And Lindsay, living in London. So we actually have 6. And Nancy, we've got 7. My goodness, we have an abundance of prayer chaplains. When you choose to pray, you are affirming the wellness and well-being of whoever you're holding in prayer. We have a beautiful prayer box. It can be emptied every week if we want. In the past, it's been emptied once a month. So the question is, what happens to your prayer? As prayer chaplains, we might not see the name immediately. We do hold all prayers in our heart. And Dawn has been emptying that once a month, but we will start to empty it once a week. I'm not sure which of our prayer chaplains will do that right now, but I'm sure one of us will. The whole idea of prayer is affirmation and release. And all prayers that are in your heart can be prayed directly through Silent Unity. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Or they can be prayed during our 5-day-a-week prayer and meditation. And if you go to our website, or go to our Unity newsletter. You'll see the link for that. Or talk to Kate, Dawn, me, or Nancy following service. We take prayer to our hearts. It's an integral part of unity. Our prayer chaplain today will be Nancy, and she'll be in the little prayer room up the orange steps or close by, and Wilda online. If you wish to pray with Wilda online, you just connect, and she'll be there. And I invite you now to close your eyes if you feel comfortable, to breathe into a relaxing state, allowing love and peace, wisdom and order to flow through your mind and heart, to be aware of divine presence within you, always there. You are mindful of it right now. As we hold in prayer, loving prayer, affirming the wholeness and wellness of everyone in this room today, of your family and your friends. We also hold in prayer anyone in the world who is suffering from fear or loneliness or pain or loss. We hold in prayer, affirming that within each of these people is a spark of love, a tiny bit of faith and hope. We know that prayer is not limited to us. At this time in the world, there are prayers being offered by people of all faiths in unities throughout the world, in mosques, in churches, in temples, in backyards and bedrooms, living rooms, refugee camps. Prayers are being said. We join our prayers to all of those prayers. We send love. We send peace. We send the ability to let go of what is troubling and affirm what is good in our world. Amen. And I invite up George Wilson, our platform assistant, to read the daily word and introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Pauline. The word for today is guidance. With an open heart and mind, I heed divine guidance. If I'm feeling lost and do not know which way to turn, I take comfort in knowing I can pray and bring my awareness to my connection with God. Wherever I am on my spiritual journey, I receive divine guidance continually, and it is up to me to heed it. Divine guidance does me little good if I doubt it or feel too hesitant to act upon it. I commit to remaining open and receptive as I receive my guidance. Even if the call of my heart surprises me, even if I doubt I can do what I am being called to do, I trust the still small voice within. I affirm, I am divinely guided and faith-filled. From Isaiah 58, verse 11, the Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your needs in parched places and make your bones strong. And you will be like a watered garden, like a spring of water whose waters never fail. Our guest speaker singer today is licensed Unity teacher Debbie Long. Debbie is a certified sound healer and Reiki practitioner who has created and facilitated many retreats and workshops centered around healing, grief, and mindfulness. Debbie is also a spiritual singer, songwriter who has a CD called Sing Mom Sing. She has written over 4 dozen songs and is pulling together her second CD. A Grieving Mother's Journal is the book Debbie has written after the loss of her son Christopher. We celebrate Debbie's recent graduation from Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute with a certificate in spiritual direction. Please join me in welcoming licensed Unity teacher, spiritual director, Debbie Long.
So good morning again. I need to ground, so the shoes have to come off. All right. So today's service is going to be a little different. It's a music service, so there's going to be some talking and a song, and some talking and a song. So for those of you who sometimes have a challenge with change, I'm going to ask you to just embrace it and take what you like and just leave the rest. So it's called the Unity Masters Speak. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, Unity's founders, believed that the person has within them divine potentialities far beyond anything that she or he usually expresses, which of course are the potentialities of the Christ within. They believe that throughout the body there are spiritual centers, and by concentrating on them in prayer and meditation and silence, one can release spiritual forces centered within. So, God, as George said, God had directed me to create a new CD. And about 5 weeks ago, that changed. I had created a chant based on a quote from one of Myrtle Fillmore's prayers, which I'll go into a little bit later. And then I heard, do more, more chants. So I am in the midst of creating a CD based on quotes from Unity Masters, past and present. And it's been really exciting to come up with these. That being said, today may not be perfect because it's a work in progress. And even the words that you're going to see on the screen have changed since I sent it 2 weeks ago. Titles have changed because I'm open to the guidance of divine as to what needs to be done. So, when I wrote the first chant using Myrtle's quote, I didn't have any idea the power that it would bring to me. And it wasn't just that it opened my heart, but it was a physical expression. I felt it throughout my whole being because I used it with intention and consciously, not just singing the words and listening to the pretty music. I embraced the entireness of the chant. There are vibrational energies of chanting, and they can become additional tools to activate those spiritual centers, which of course we often call powers. The chants are not just, like I said, the pretty words in music. They are filled with the energy of the intention of the words used by our unity masters and the wisdom that is in those words. And that wisdom that we have heard and read and sometimes spoken for, over 150 years now. So every single person who reads and speaks those quotes add their energy onto it. So each of those quotes have all these amazing energies. Now, one of the masters I've written a chant from is Martha Creek. Well, she's not that old. So she doesn't have as much energy attached as what the ones from Charles and Myrtle may have, but that doesn't mean that it isn't any more activated than the rest. Okay, so my intention in producing these new chants is to invite people to consciously use them in a different area of their lives, connecting to the original intention of the authors. So let's go to the first one. This is James Dillett Freeman, and the quote is, "Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you." So those of you who may not know James Dillett Freeman, he's best known for the creator of the prayer of protection, which most Unity churches say in every service, as well as the fact that the prayer of protection was taken to the moon and left there on that inaugural landing. This quote sums up many of my experiences with prayer. I don't know about you, but when I pray, I like to pray for other people, for other scenarios, for other situations. And I don't always think about me. But not only does prayer change me when I pray for others, but it changes when I do pray for me. Because sometimes you don't get what you're asking for. So you have to accept. Sometimes you have to open your heart. Sometimes you get an answer that you don't think has anything to do with what you were asking for, but it's exactly what you need. So that, to me, is why this quote is so empowering. I rarely sit down and look toward God and ask for change for myself. It's because I don't want to change. And especially over the last 2 years taking spiritual direction, I have finally, at 70, realized the power to find a joyous, beautiful, loving life if I just embrace the change instead of resisting the change. So, you have a voice. I'm not going to teach you like I normally do the chants, because we'll run out of time. So you have a choice. You can either just close your eyes, listen to the chant, listen to the words, feel where the words are in your body, and go there with an open heart to see what you are supposed to get from these words. As you hear it, because it repeats, because that's what chants do, please join in whenever you feel comfortable. You can't sing it wrong. Just because you're not singing it the way I'm singing it doesn't mean it's wrong. I want you to embrace the words. I want you to really feel the intention and the wisdom coming. I want you to consciously bring it in to your soul, not just hear the pretty music and hear the words. All right, let's go. Oh, maybe you want the words. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. The answer to prayer can release my fears. The answer to prayers can open my heart. The answer to prayer, even if the answer is no, is always for my highest good. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. The answer to prayer can release my fears. The answer to prayer can open my heart. The answer to prayer, even if the answer is no, is always for your highest good. We'll do it one more time. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. Sometimes the answer to prayer is not that it changes life, but that it changes you. The answer to prayer can release my fears. The answer to prayer can open up my heart. The answer to prayer, even if the answer is no, is always for my highest good. So just take a minute and feel where you're feeling that in your body. That is possibly where there could be an energy block. It could be, though, where you are activating the power that you find in that center, so that you can heal, you can transform, you can grow, you can release, and you can love. So those of us who are here, who were at the Unity Conference in Calgary, had the pleasure of having Dr. Reverend Martha Creek as our keynote speaker and a workshop presenter. If you haven't experienced Martha, I beg of you to go online and hear her podcasts. She is the most loving, direct, no-nonsense person I have ever met, who has dedicated her life to serving those who serve God. So that's not just the leaders, that's all of you who serve God in your own communities, in your church communities or your life communities. She is generous, kind, and tells you like it is, always from a place of love. She's also a wonderful photographer, and she's taken a bazillion pictures, and I don't exaggerate, a bazillion pictures. And somebody took those pictures and created cards. So she created sayings, affirmations, quotes to go on those cards. And in the generosity that is Martha Creek, at the conference, she handed out these cards to everyone who was there. Well, the next morning there was a bowl that had the leftovers in it. And Spirit guided me to take out 4. I thought it was a little greedy because everybody else just got 1, but Spirit said 4, so I took 4. And these are the 4 that I got. I begin again. What will my legacy be? Who would I be if I was willing? I let nothing stop me. So I looked at them. They weren't in that order. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? And then I sort of rearranged them and realized that they all go together. And Martha's all about self-compassion, because self-care when you're a leader is so important, and so many of us avoid self-care. So she comes from that place of self-compassion. So these quotes all sound empowering. But I didn't embrace them that way. I embraced them from a place of self-compassion. Because if I didn't, I would probably reject them. Because, I don't want to ask, who am I willing to be? I want to just go along with the flow. So these questions we might ask ourselves after having gone within, going into the silence and guidance and got direction from Spirit. And you might have been shocked by what you heard. And your reply might be, are you nuts? I couldn't possibly do that. You must be talking about somebody else. You wouldn't be asking me to do this. Any of you been to that place where you got that message from Spirit and you're going, no? So I want you to close your eyes for a minute, and I want you to connect with your heart. And if it helps, place your hand on your heart. What do you feel? No, don't question it. Don't doubt it. Don't do anything but accept what comes up. What do you feel you are being called to do? Is it to give something up? Is it to volunteer at the church or volunteer in your community? Maybe you're being told to write a book, take up painting, write a chanting CD. So I want you to go within your heart and ask your heart, which is where we find the Christ consciousness. What am I being called to do in this right now moment? So listen to these words, and if you want to sing along with me, you can open your eyes or you can just keep your eyes closed. If I begin again, what will my legacy be? Who would I be if I was willing to let nothing stop me? If I believe in again, what will my legacy be? Who would I be if I was willing to let nothing stop me? The universe is calling and guiding me on a new path. I surrender my resistance and simply say yes. If I begin again, what will my legacy be? Who would I be if I was willing to let nothing stop me? If I begin again, what will my legacy be? Who would I be if I was willing to let nothing stop me? The universe is calling and guiding me on a new path. I surrender my resistance and simply say yes. If I begin again, what will my legacy be? Who would I be if I am willing to let nothing stop me? The universe is calling and guiding me on a new path. I surrender my resistance and simply say yes. Yes, I surrender my resistance and simply say yes. And I'd love to hear afterwards what you think you're being called to do, but you're in resistance, because I'm a spiritual director now. I might be able to help you with that. So, can't have a chanting from the Unity Masters without Charles. It would be sacrilege. So Charles Fillmore said, "Let the God within you express itself through you in the world." And this quote emphasizes the importance of allowing the divine presence within us to manifest in our actions and our experiences. So how do we do that? First and foremost, we choose to be heart-centered. We get out of our heads. It never happens in our heads. We can get the thought, but the action comes from our hearts. As Ellen Davenport expressed in her book, Divine Audacity, we activate the powers, the 12 powers of the divine. We have the choice to do that or not. To activate them, we must go within for guidance and direction as to how, at any given moment, we are to be the expression of faith, strength, wisdom, love, power, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, release, and life. And I'd like to say I know them by heart, but I had to look at them. Fillmore lived his life this way. Both Fillmores lived their life this way. So the chant I have created invites you to embrace the Christ within and to say yes to being the expression of the divine powers. So I invite you to really embrace the words and open your hearts to the truth that all of those powers are within you, waiting to support you in anything and everything that you're experiencing in your life. And if that's just pure joy and love, go for it. Now, the problem with creating all of these at the same time, I get the tunes confused, so give me a minute. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Express it through faith. Express it through strength. Express it through wisdom. Express it through love. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Express it through power. Express it through imagination. Express it through understanding. Express it through will. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Express it through order. Express it through zeal. Express it through release. Express it through life. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. Let the God within you express itself through you and the world without. I know Charles likes that one. I know he can hear it. So, how many of you here have read one or many of Catherine Ponder's books? Oh, you got to bring some of those in. Catherine Ponder is one of my most favorite authors, older authors. She's written, I think it's like 24 plus books, and at least a dozen on them are on prosperity, because that's where her passion was. That's where her healing happened the most. That's how she supported others in the unity movement. And although the quote that I was guided to use is about money, prosperity is not just about money. It's about being prosperous in love and joy and peace and relationships and food. It's everything. It's everything. But today's quote is about money. So, here is the quote. All financial doors are open. All financial channels are free. And endless bounty now comes to me. Anybody want some of that? Anybody? The church wants some of that? Unity Canada, I'm on the board. I can guarantee you we'd like a little bit of that. Unity Worldwide Ministries and Unity Headquarters could also use a little bit of that. Because what we're doing here is trying to get out the Jesus teachings, the unity teachings. Because I don't know about you, but they changed my life. They actually saved my life. So one of the biggest sayings in unity is we're the best kept secret. Well, this year we don't want it to be a secret anymore. We want to get these teachings, these principles, these lessons to everyone who will listen. So this one's faster. All financial doors are open, all financial, that's not the right way. I'm going to have to listen to it. All right. All financial doors are open, all financial channels are free, and the endless bounty comes to me. And that's still not it. Please forgive me. All financial doors are open, all financial channels are free, and this bounty comes to me, for I am prosperity. All financial doors are open, all financial channels are free. Endless bounty comes to me, for I am prosperity. I am prosperity. I claim that for me. I'm abundant prosperity, and Spirit's blessing me. All financial doors are open, all financial channels are free. Endless bounty comes to me, for I am prosperity. I am prosperity. I claim that for me. I am abundant prosperity, and Spirit's blessing me. All financial doors are open, all financial channels are free. Endless bounty comes to me, for I am prosperity. I am prosperity. I claim that for me right now. I'm abundant prosperity, and Spirit's blessing me, and Spirit's blessing me, and Spirit's blessing me. And I've been singing that every day, multiple times a day for the last week. And every time you sing a chant and you actually embrace the energy, when you sing it again, you feel the energy rise. So I'm feeling it rise every single time I speak it. So the last chant is going to be from Myrtle, and it's going to be for meditation. And this is a quote from one of her prayers, not the prayer, but one of her prayers in her book, Healing Letters. And I have a personal story. This is the chant that I started with. So I was doing a Sunday talk for another church, and I used this quote. The living Christ is in every cell of my being. I am healed and I am whole. And I found myself over the next 6 or 8 weeks saying it, not every morning in my daily practice, but randomly throughout the week. And I have nodules on my thyroid, and my endocrinologist said, there's irregularities, we need to do a biopsy. Well, I was going out west to volunteer for at least 6 months. He said, I'll find somebody out there. The doctor out there said, you need a biopsy, but I can't do it. So I was coming home for my grandson's graduation, and the specialist said, you need to do a biopsy. I have consulted with 2 other doctors, and they agree you need a biopsy. So now that's 4 doctors. He made arrangements for the biopsy, and the week before he sent me for an ultrasound. And I've been saying this, not even focusing on my thyroid. Went for the CAT scan. He called me Monday morning. He was on vacation. Doctors these days don't do that. And he said, Debbie, there are no irregularities. You don't need a biopsy. The nodules are still there, but it's been 2 years now and they're shrinking. And that's what motivated me to write this chant. And I've been sharing it with people who are going through healing. And so I'd like to take you into meditation, and I'm going to sing this song to you while you focus on something that you feel needs healing in your body, healing in your mind, or someone who has asked you to pray for healing for them. So close your eyes, and I want you to take 3 deep breaths in through the center of your chest, opening up your heart, because, of course, that's where we want to come from, and pushing it out the top of your mind to clear that mind. Open your heart, clear your mind. Open your heart. Clear your mind. And one more time. See, feel, imagine it to be so. That you are holding your hands over the part of your body, the part of your loved one's body, that you feel in this right now moment needs healing. Send it love. Send it the divine love that is within you. See that healing need surrounded in healing white light. Continue to send the love, the healing love, to that part or that loved one as I sing this chant. The living Christ is in every cell of my body. I am healed, and I am whole. The living Christ is in every cell of my body. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole, and I'm so grateful. The living Christ is in every cell of my body. I am healed, and I am whole. The living Christ is in every cell of my body. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole. I am healed, and I am whole, and I'm so grateful. So sit in the silence, thanking the divine for the healing energy that will transform. Claim you are healed and you are whole. So take a deep breath and gently bring yourself back to the room. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to share this new venture that Spirit has given to me. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Namaste.
Awesome.
I should take my shoes.
On behalf of all of us, Debbie, and all who will watch this on YouTube in times to come, we really thank you for such a spiritual experience. And Debbie, did she not touch every aspect of our spiritual lives? Our all of our powers, our abundance, our healing. And we thank you. Every Sunday, we invite people to donate to help Unity. And it's to keep us alive and thriving. And whether you donate through check or MasterCard, Visa, debit, or Interac, all donations are welcome. And our dear Renee and Kate Shield will pass the little bag around. And as they let you pass the bag, if you just put your hand on top, if you've already contributed, that's fine. We know that financial donations are always welcome, but so are the donations of your time and talent. Our volunteers are growing in numbers, and we're so thrilled with that. That's a way of serving that will come back to bless you over and over. And anytime you give of yourself, your time or your energy, you're blessed. You might think it's just for other people, but it's also for you. So we're truly grateful. And when we share the prosperity blessing, I'd like you to really imagine this prosperity happening for you. Prosperity in every way. So we join as we share in the blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Every Sunday we have announcements, and we thank Lorraine for putting these together. And today's a very special day. It's both a brief town hall update, and that will happen right after our service. So after we've sung our closing song, the peace song, I invite you just to stay sitting. And there's a lovely barbecue outside. Many people have brought food donations, and it's a love offering of $10 if you can. If you can't, eat the food and enjoy it anyway. The Daily Word is now in the bookstore, and the Daily Word is a wondrous little book. I take it with me on holidays along with other reading, but it's a wonderful little source of spiritual upbeat messages. $10 in the bookstore. They go fast, so they're for the next 2 months, July and August. It's refinancing time, and those who are able are invited to help with our fund drive. Jim Chapman's here. Jim, can you just put your hand up so people know where you are? There's Jim. Second row. Oh, he put it up and put it down really fast. He's sitting beside Teresa and behind Paula and in front of Nancy Bush. We know where you are, Jim. Don't try and hide. And this coming Wednesday, Jim will be presenting Paul Langiel and a song circle with Amanda Lynn Stubley, Martin Hora, Mark Hemming, and Rick McClelland. This is a wonderful chance to come to a concert with live musicians right here at Unity. It's cool. There's lots of parking outside, and it's only $10. You cannot go anywhere for only $10. So please think of joining, and Jim's here always with his upbeat leadership. This is one of James Dillett Freeman's prayers, and I invite you to join with me now. The light of God surrounds me I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And here at Unity we say, yay, God. And we have a tradition of holding hands and joining. If you would like to do that, that's for our song. Please stay sitting, everyone. And I invite up our wondrous Unity Board President, Chuck Semple. Yay, Chuck.
Well, Debbie, that was wonderful talk. And your words and your songs went directly to my heart. I said no to being on the board for 20 years. I said, I am not a board person. I pictured myself with my head on the desk saying, please let this be over. Anyways, I went for lunch to Lindsay and George's place, and all the way there I was saying, don't get on the board. Don't say yes, say no, because I suspected she was going to ask me.
Did you hear God laughing at you?
Yeah, my head was saying no, but when I got there, who could say no to that beautiful, sweet soul? I just couldn't say no. And it's been, and then when I went to my first board meeting, they said, we want you to be president. My brain just froze up. I said, oh my God, no, I can't do that. But you know what? My heart said, yeah, God said, you can do this, you know. So here I am. So if I seem a little rough around the edges, you'll know why. So I want to thank you for staying and being part of our mid-year community update. This is such an important moment in the life of our Unity family, a time to pause, reflect with gratitude on all that's unfolded this year, and look with excitement towards what's still to come. And first, I want to begin by offering special thanks to Lorraine. You have done so much behind the scenes, watching over our finances with care, gathering the information we need for our new mortgage, and helping carry us through the many challenges of COVID. Your steadiness and devotion have truly made a difference. Thank you, Lorraine. And now Lorraine's going to explain our exciting financial future to us.
Just give me a second.
Some of the things that we've had so far this year is we had the election poll here, which I don't know how many hundreds of people filed through our lobby and saw our bulletin board and what's going on here. We've had the children's choir, which was really exciting. Richard Rogers from Florida, who was our minister when I was, Suzanne and I were in Florida, he's going to do a talk from, a video talk from Florida in August.